examples of what constitutes grief. And
Uh-huh.
through that conversation, I did not realize that I was grieving. And that was a big takeaway that I had, that when I went through my divorce or when I had a miscarriage, that those disappointments, I didn't realize that the feelings that I was experiencing actually constituted grief. It was one of those things where I thought, okay, well, yeah, I'm sad. I'm going to pick up. I'm going to go on, and this is a normal part of life. But I didn't acknowledge that what I was doing was actually grieving. So that's the first thing that I took from the conversation. The second thing that I took from the
Oh,
conversation.
before you go to the second thing, let me just add here is that your reaction to the knowledge that divorce, miscarriages, pet loss even, are all grieving experiences, your recognition of that through that conversation is quite normal, because we're not really taught about grief. We don't really understand the emotions of grief, which is really why I started the work I do, was to help women, help people in general, to understand what grief is and what it's not. And sometimes we're grieving and it can be called other things when it's grief. And so I think it's important for the audience to define that grief is an emotional reaction to any loss that we experience: divorce, pet loss, moving, retirement. So thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate you sharing what you felt moved you in that conversation. So go on to number two. What was the number two item?
Number two was when you broke down the aspect of what "I'm fine" meant, because that is something